The first part we'll do is a horseshoe shaped piece. To begin with, we want to click on the Create Sketch button. I then want to choose a vertical work plane to draw on. So I'm going to click on this one here and click the Look At button. Now I'm going to start by drawing the top part of the horseshoe shape. So I'm going to take the circle tool and looking for two semicircles. So I'm going to draw from the center the first size, which is going to be diameter 62. I'm then going to draw the next circle inside there. From the same point, this one is going to be a diameter of 50. Now we only need the top parts of the circles, these parts here, the semicircle bit where the mouse is just now. So to remove the bottom parts, I'm going to draw two lines, one from here across the way, and one from here across the way. So I can use the trim button to remove the bottom part of these shapes. I don't need these horizontal lines anymore. Their purpose was just to allow me to cut the shape, so I can now delete them. I then want to take the line tool and from this point here, draw a line down this way that's 38 millimeters long. I then want to draw a line from that point horizontally to the right, and we're coming along 12 millimeters. And then I'm going to draw one up 15 millimeters. The last two lines of the model, we don't quite know the size. Draw a line up 15 millimeters. The last two lines of the model, we don't quite know the size. But I can find the sizes by drawing a line from here down the way, that's vertical. And one from here, horizontally across. I can then use the trim tool to remove these two parts of the line to create the shape. We now want to make the exact same thing on the other side. To do that, we want to use the mirror feature. So the mirror tool is this top one up here. If I select it, it's going to ask me to select the objects that I want to mirror. It's going to ask me also to select the mirror line. So before I start, I'm going to draw a line down the center for my mirror line. I can then select the mirror tool. The objects I want to mirror would be these lines here that I'm selecting. I can then click here and select the mirror line. Hit OK. I've got the exact same shape on the other side drawn. There's chamfers to be added and the corners, but I'm going to add them on once it's a 3D shape. So I'm happy with that shape just now. I'm not going to draw the top part of this at the moment. That'll be done as a separate piece. So I'm going to click the Finish Sketch button. It's going to go and view it in 3D. And I can then extrude that shape here. I'm extruding it by 12 millimeters. So I come across to where it says distance, I type in 12 there, and we've got that shape drawn in place. I then want to add some chamfers on. To add the chamfers on, I'm going to go up to where it says modify, and come down to where it says chamfer. It doesn't tell us the size of these, but I'm going to make them all 1 millimeters. So I'm going to select the chamfers, which is going to be on those edges there. And we're going to make them 1 millimeter. There we are. Now to do the top part, we need to do this as a separate part. So what we need to do is we need to put a new bit work plane on this top bit here. To do that, we're going to go up to where it says construct, and I'm going to do an offset work plane. We'll do an offset work plane from the original work plane we were working on. And I want to offset it up the way by 32 millimeters. I can then draw on that work plane by clicking the Create Sketch button and selecting that work plane to draw on. Now what we want to do is we want to actually draw right in the centre here where the mouse is a circle. The circle size we want to draw is a diameter of 12. To help me do this, I'm going to draw a line down the centre. That's going to allow me to then draw a circle in the centre because it's going to jump to the midpoint. that triangle shape is a center point. And I can draw a shape out that's 12. Hit the finish sketch button and rotate it around in 3D. You'll see the circle in place. And I want to extrude that circle, so I'm going to select that circle and extrude it down the way, just enough to go into the model. To make it go down the way that I was pointing up just now, when I go to distance I need to type in minus, and let's just go down 5mm, which should be enough to take it in. Double check that. Yep, just enough to take it into the model. Make sure we have join onto here, and we have that part added in place. The last part of this model, well, it has a hole going straight through the center point here, so I can do that by clicking the create sketch button once more, select that top surface, I can look at it, I can then draw a circle in the center, and the circle size for this one here is going to be 8. Again, I can finish the sketch, view it back in 3D, and we extrude this one this time straight through the object. So I'm going to make it go down by typing in minus. This time I'm going to make a fairly large size, and I'm going to make sure cut's selected to cut the whole away. Now we have the first piece. The second part of the engineer's vice model that we're going to make is a cylindrical part. To begin with, we're going to click on the create sketch button. I'm going to select the top work plane and then click the look at button. We'll start by drawing a cylinder to make this shape. The first size we want to do, by clicking the center, is to draw a circle that's diameter of 12. I can then click the finish sketch button, just click the fit and rotate it around 3D. There we are. We want to now extrude this shape down by 15mm. So to make it go down the way, I'm going to type minus, go put 15, and we've got the first part in place. The next thing we want to do is we want to rotate it round and do a new sketch on the bottom. We want to start by clicking in the center, and this time we're drawing a circle that is diameter 8. And I know it's 8 because it has to fit inside the hole of the first part we made, and that was a size 8. Then we want to extrude this circle in the center by 62mm. There we are. And last of all, we've got the exact same thing for the third piece. We're going to draw a circle in the center once more. This size of circle, we don't know how wide this is, but I'm going to draw it just at size 6. I think that will look great. And according to the drawing, we want to extrude this part here by 3mm. Now, there's 2 chamfers to be added on. If I click on modify and click on chamfer, we need to chamfer the top edge and this edge just here. It doesn't tell us the size. I'm going to keep it the same as part 1 and make it 1mm. The last thing we need to do is add a circle in the center part here. So to do the circle part, I want to click on one of the center work planes. So I'm going to just quickly hover across and find one of the center work planes. That one there looks like it's going through the center. And if I click the create sketch button, I can then draw on that. What I'm looking to do is draw a line through the center. So to do that, I'm going to draw a line just to help me from here to here. That's going to allow me to then, from the center point, draw a circle, and the circle size here, it doesn't quite tell us, but I'm going to make it 6mm again, just like the bottom part. Now at this stage here, we're looking to extrude this once more. I'm going to select both halves there, and I want to do it so it's symmetrical. The distance, if I make it just slightly bigger just now, what this will do, it allows us to cut a hole in place through there. However, this shape is actually known as a T-bar. It's meant to do, or be a handle for the vise. So instead of actually subtracting here, I'm going to join the material and make it a little bit longer. and make a handle shape to create a shape that looks like this. The third and final part of the engineer's vise is a V-shaped block. To make the V-shaped block, we start by click on Create Sketch and select one of the vertical work planes. And then click the Look At button. Now looking at the V-shaped block, it's symmetrical through a section line AA. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to draw one side of the block, then mirror it across to make it easier for myself. So using the line tool, I'm going to start in the centre and I'm going to draw a line across to the side. Now if we add the sizes up, 35 plus 7.5 plus 7.5 is 50. That's the breadth of our object. So half of it's going to be 25. So zoom in a bit so we can see. And then want to draw a line up here. Up the way it's going to come up 12. It's then going to draw a new line in the way by 6. We can then draw a line from here up once more. It's 15 in the object drawn. 6 to the left. 20 up the way. And 7.5 this way. The last part, this line we're going to draw just now, it's a diagonal line that goes down this way. Now it doesn't tell us how big that actually is. Okay, so we need to work out the size of this. All it does, it gives us a right angle in the corner where it meets the centre point just here. So we know it's a right angle there. We kind of need to work out what the other sizes are. Okay, so from the top here it's given a size round, and using or looking at the sheet here, the size I need to do is 45 degrees. So I hit the tab key and type in 45. I'll put it in the correct angle. I've made it much longer than I need. I've taken it all the way across past the middle point here, like that. Okay, I now want to draw a line from here up the way. And I've created an outline shape. I'm now going to mirror the shape across. So I'm going to click the mirror tool. Mirror tool. I'm going to select objects that I would like to mirror. I can then select the mirror line, which is this line just here, and click OK, and then mirror them across. The last part of the design has a little notch just where my mouse is just now. To do that, what we're going to do is use the offset tool and this middle line. The offset tool is this button up here. What I want to do is select the center line, and by typing a size here, it'll copy and move this line the size I want to move it to. The notch is 3 mm wide, so I'm going to move this line 1.5 mm to the right, and I'm going to repeat the same thing but move it to the left. So if I type in minus 1.5, I'll move it to the left. I can finish the notch by taking the line tool and drawing a line from this point horizontally across the way. The notch comes down and is in line with this point. So I can then, last of all, use the trim tool to remove the lines that I don't need. And I can also trim off these lines as well. To create the shape. Now I no longer need the center line. If I hit the Finish Sketch button, rotate round in 3D, I now want to extrude that size by 50 mm. And there we have the V-shape block.